What you do today on July 6 is not small. It is not meaningless. It is not something that vanishes into time. Even if no one sees it, even if no one applauds, even if there is no recognition, what you do today will echo. It will echo in your mind. It will echo in your habits. It will echo in who you are becoming. People like to believe that change happens in big events, that transformation is some huge awakening, divine signal. But what if the universe has already given you the signal? What if July 6th is the signal? You don't need another sign. You don't need another reason. You don't need another voice outside you to tell you what is already inside. Because the truth is, this smallest decision you make today is shaping the life you will live tomorrow. The choice to get up early or stay in bed. The choice to stay silent or speak with clarity. The choice to let laziness win or to do one push-up, one walk, one breath. On July 6th, you are not just existing. You are building something. You are constructing your future. Some will ignore today. Some will scroll past, will say, tomorrow I begin. They will miss it. They will not hear the echo. But you are not here for empty promises. You are here because something inside you refuses to sleep. Something inside you knows that July 6th is not just another day. It's an invitation. It's a test. It is a moment that asks, who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when it is uncomfortable, when it is boring, when no one claps? Most people do not fail because of one big moment. They fail because of a million ignored small moments. They fail because of today and the next today and the next because they underestimate what a single day can do. What a single decision can create. They do not understand the power of a seed. You plant a seed on July 6th. It looks like nothing. It feels like nothing. But come back later and you will see it has grown into strength, into clarity, into peace. Every master you admire, every disciplined human, every calm, wise soul you wish to become, do you think they were born this way? No. They honored the July 6th seriously. They respected the echo. There is no right time to begin. There is only Av now, and now it is July 6th. What will you do with this day? You will never live this date again. You will never breathe this breath again. You will never have this exact opportunity again. So the question is simple. Will you ignore it or will you make it count? If the universe gave you one last whisper before it went silent, what would it say? Maybe it's saying this: you already know what to do. You do not need more motivation. You need more movement. You do not need more knowledge. You need more action. On July 6th, get perfect. Forget waiting. Forget fear. Focus on one decision, one small act of self-respect. You are tired of how things are. Then change one thing. You are frustrated with your mind. Then feed it better thoughts. You want strength in your body? Then move it. Walk, stretch, train. You want peace in your spirit, then sit in stillness. On July 6th, just begin. Begin with one honest action. Begin with one step in the right direction. Begin by showing yourself, I am not asleep anymore. Because the truth is, your life is always speaking. Your habits are speaking. Your attitude is speaking. Your discipline is speaking. And every time you act or fail to act, you are sending a message to your future self. Will your future self thank you for July 6th, or will they carry the burden of another wasted opportunity? This is not pressure. This is freedom. You do not need to fix everything. You just need to act with clarity today. When you realize how powerful a single day is, you stop wasting them. You stop complaining. You stop looking outside for answers. You start listening to your inner world. And it will tell you what you already know. Greatness is not in what you feel, but in what you do. So now ask yourself, what echoes are you creating today? What are you choosing to carry forward? What version of yourself are you strengthening? Because July 6th is not just a date on the calendar. It is a doorway. It is a turning point, and no one can walk through it but you. Make it count. The most powerful place you will ever stand is not in your past and not in your future. It is here, now, in this moment. on July 6th, 2025, you have only one responsibility: to stop looking back and stop waking ahead. The truth is simple. The past is done. You cannot return to it. Future is not promised. You cannot control it. But this moment, this breath, this armor, this decision, you own it fully. And most people waste it. They keep thinking they need a better day, a better season, a better mindset. But what if this is the day? What if July 6th is the day the universe whispers, now, not later? But because the whisper is quiet and ordinary, many miss it. They look for fireworks, for emotion, for drama. But change doesn't arrive with noise. It arrives silently when you stop making excuses and start honoring the now. There is no power in memory, and there is no strength in fantasy. Only place where transformation begins is in what you choose to do with this moment. Most people live in delay. They want to become someone, but they don't want to become that person today. Say things like, I will begin tomorrow, or next week will be better. But when tomorrow comes, it looks exactly like today. If you're not willing to change on July 6th, what makes you think you'll be ready on July 7th? People underestimate the power of the present. They think it's too small to matter. But the present is where habits are built, where silence is broken, where truth is found. You want to know your real strength? Don't check your plans. Check your presence. Look at what you are doing with this single day. July 6 is a test. Are you awake, or are you still sleeping with your eyes open? There's no shortcut to peace. There's no easy way to clarity. You must show up for the work, and the work can only happen in the now. This is the secret most never understand. They spend their energy thinking, replaying, imagining. But very little is spent on doing. Very little is spent on now. What if every problem in your life is not from the past or the future, but from your inability to take full responsibility for this day? July 6th may not seem special. It may feel like any other day. But that's the illusion. That's the trick. Greatest changes always hide inside ordinary moments. You change your life by changing how you show up to this one day. You don't need 10 steps. You need one decision, one breath, one act of clarity. Today, not someday. You don't train a strong mind in the future. You build it today by facing discomfort, by choosing presence, by dropping distractions. You don't develop calm by hoping for peace. You create it by slowing down, observing your mind, and learning to remain steady. You don't grow by talking about growth. You grow by acting with intention. Now, here on July 6th, stop overcomplicating your journey. Answers are not in the next video or the next book or the next teacher. They are in the way you treat today. Ask yourself, am I here fully? Or am I escaping this moment again? When you run from now, you run from your own power. But when you stay with it, when you commit to doing what needs to be done right now, you begin to change everything. You do not need motivation. You need honesty. You need to look at July 6th as the only chance you have to become the person you say you want to be. Not next year, not when life is easier, not when you feel more ready. Now, because real readiness is not a feeling. It is an action. It is presence. And here is the truth most won't tell you. If you ignore this moment, you will repeat your suffering, the same mistakes, the same patterns, the same dissatisfaction. But if you choose this moment, if you choose July 6th, you break that cycle. You step into a new path, one decision at a time. This is how you stop drifting and start living. You may not have control over everything, but you always have control over one thing, what you do now. Use it wisely, because when this day ends, it will not return. Sun will set on July 6th, and you will either go to sleep proud of how you showed up, or you will carry the weight of delay again. Make a choice to be fully present, to drop all stories, to act with clarity. Trust that everything you seek is hidden inside how you live today. And if you honor this, then July 6th becomes more than a date. It becomes the day everything changed, not because the universe moved, but because you did. Discipline is not punishment, it is self-respect. It is proof that you have decided not to betray yourself anymore. On July 6, if you still think that discipline means restriction, you have not yet understood its power. It is not about making your life harder. It is about making your life yours. Undisciplined mind is not free. It is a slave to every emotion, every distraction, every lazy thought. But the disciplined mind, calm, focused, and committed, moves forward even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. Most people talk about freedom, but they live trapped by urges, trapped by delay, trapped by the illusion that comfort will save them. Look around. Has comfort ever led to transformation? Has it ever helped you grow? On July 6, you must decide what you serve, term feelings or long-term purpose. You can't serve both. One will always betray the other. Discipline is not about forcing yourself. It's about reminding yourself, I am not here to be average. I am not here to repeat yesterday. I am here to rise above myself. People wait for motivation, but motivation is not reliable. It comes and goes. What stays is your commitment. What stays is your discipline. And that is not something you are born with. It is something you build daily, in silence, when no one claps. Discipline does not come when things are easy. It comes when you want to quit and you keep going. It comes when you are tired and you still train. It comes when you are distracted and you still return to focus. That is real power. On July 6, if you can't do big things, do small things with precision. Wake up early, make your bed, breathe deeply, walk mindfully, eat clean, speak less, train your body, stay away from noise. All of these are not just actions, they are signals. They are reminders to your inner world. I am in charge now. I am the one deciding how I live. Without discipline, your mind becomes soft. Your emotions take control. And every time you give in to laziness, to comfort, to delay, you are weakening your spirit. On July 6, make no excuses. Don't say, I don't feel like it. Don't say, maybe later. That language has no place here. You must speak with your actions, not with your feelings. Discipline sharpens you like a sword, like a tool. And when you are sharp, you can cut through lies, cut through weakness, cut through anything that stands in your way. But it starts with how you treat this day, not next week, not next month. July 6, some people believe that success is about talent, but that's not true. It is about consistency. And consistency is built on discipline. Doing the same thing even when you don't want to. Doing the right thing even when it is not easy. This is not a mindset you switch on and off. This is a way of life. You live with discipline or you live with regret. There is no middle. On July 6, you must ask yourself, what do I allow? What do I tolerate from myself? Because whatever you allow, you repeat, and whatever you repeat become. So if you keep allowing yourself to skip the hard work, to ignore the truth, avoid the effort, then that is who you are becoming. Not because you are weak, but because you refuse to commit. Discipline is not about being hard on yourself. It is about being honest with yourself, saying, I want better. I will do better, not tomorrow. Now, July 6 is not waiting for your permission. It is passing. So how will you use it? You don't need to make your life complicated. Just do what needs to be done. Wake up, show up, and do the work. And when you do this every day, you change quietly, slowly, but fully. Your confidence grows not from words, but from repetition, from doing what most avoid, not the mind, from walking the path when it is quiet, when it is lonely. That is the moment when discipline reveals who you really are. On this day, forget what's easy, forget what feels good, focus on what builds you. If it's difficult, do it. If it's uncomfortable, face it. If it's boring, complete it with care. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve. Not through comfort, but through control. self-control, self-direction, self-leadership. And this is the deeper lesson. July 6 is not special by itself. It becomes special because of what you decide to do with it. If you train today, you will be stronger tomorrow. If you stay present today, your mind will be clearer tomorrow. If you act with discipline today, you will look back at this date and say, that was the day I stopped betraying myself. This is not the end. It is the beginning. But it can only begin if you show up fully, honestly, and with fire in your spirit. So don't wait. Don't overthink. Just move with discipline, with purpose, the full force of who you are meant to be. People fear failure, but they ignore something even more dangerous: inaction, doing nothing, delaying, hesitating. These are the silent killers. They leave behind deeper scars than any failure ever will. On July 6th, if you decide not to move, not to act, not to try, you are creating an echo. But that echo is not growth, it's emptiness. And the sound of regret lasts much longer than the sound of effort. Most people don't realize that inaction is still a decision. When you choose not to act, you are still making a choice. You are choosing comfort over growth. You are choosing doubt over clarity. You are choosing to stay the same while life moves forward without you. July 6 is here. It's not a day for excuses. It's a day to confront the truth. If you do nothing today, you will carry the weight of this day forever. Action creates momentum, even small actions. But inaction creates hesitation, and hesitation becomes a habit. The more you hesitate, the more you lose trust in yourself. And the more you lose that trust, the harder it becomes to even start again. That is how people get stuck. Not because they are weak, but because they've convinced themselves that later is safer. July 6 is not here for safety. It is here for truth. You say you want change. You say you want peace, strength, clarity. But none of that comes without action. You cannot think your way into transformation. You must move. You must choose, even if it's difficult, even if it's uncomfortable. Especially if it's uncomfortable. 6 gives you that chance, not to fix everything, but to stop standing still. Inaction is comfortable, yes. But comfort comes at a price. Are not the mind. A very high price. You might not feel it immediately, but you will feel it later. It will come back to you when you're lying in bed, when you feel stuck again, when nothing has changed, and you know deep inside it's because you didn't act. That is the echo of inaction. It is not a quiet one. On July 6, stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, I don't know what to do. You do know. You just don't want to face it. The work, the sacrifice, the patience, it's all difficult, but it's real. And anything real requires effort. If you don't put in that effort today, you will pay for it tomorrow. Not as punishment, but as consequence. You get what you repeat. You become what you allow. If you allow yourself to stay passive today, you are strengthening that version of yourself. And that version is not going to carry you through life. It will break under pressure. It will collapse when things get hard. You must train a stronger self, and training does not happen through wishes. It happens through action, daily. Consistent, focused. On July 6, chase motivation, chase movement. Don't look for signs. Be the sign. Take one step, one push-up, one page, one clean decision. Let that be the start of your echo, a strong one, a loud one that will carry into tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. Inaction builds nothing. It only protects your fear. But action is the builder of the future. You want to feel confident. Something today that makes you proud. You want clarity. Stop thinking and start doing. The fog in your mind clears not when you sit and wait, when you move through it. Discipline is built through repeated action, not repeated delay. July 6 is your test. Are you willing to move forward without guarantees? That's what courage looks like. Many people are afraid to take action because they think they need the whole path figured out. But you don't. You only need to know your next step. Take it. That's it. Don't overthink. Don't overplan. Just move. And then keep moving. You can always adjust your direction, but you cannot adjust something that hasn't even started. This day, July 6th, is not asking for perfection. It is asking for presence, for commitment, for a moment where you say, enough of the delay, enough of the fear, enough of the waiting. You have everything you need to take one step. So take it. Even if it's shaky, even if it's slow, action is never about speed. It's about direction. And if you fail, good. Failure is feedback. But if you do nothing, you learn nothing. You become nothing new. You stay stuck in the same cycle, asking the same questions, repeating the same days. That's not life. That's slow death. On July 6th, make the decision to live, to act, to create motion. Create an echo that you'll be proud of. Because time is moving whether you act or not. And the question is not whether the day will pass. Question is, who will you be when it ends? Will you be someone who moved or someone who watched? That is the real difference between growth and regret, between evolution and erosion. One is built on action. The other is built on nothing. Take that action today. July 6th, no matter how small, no matter how messy, begin, move, echo. Every single action you take is sending a message, not with words, but with energy, with intention, with direction. What you do on July 6th is not hidden from the world. You may think no one is watching, but everything you do becomes a signal to the universe, your future self, to your identity. So the real question is, what kind of message are you sending today? You can say, I want to grow. But if your actions are lazy, unclear, distracted, then you are saying something else. Your energy is not aligned. Your message is not strong. And the world will always respond to the of as real signal, not the one you speak with your mouth. It responds to what you do. That is the truth of July 6th. It is not about ideas. It is about actions. You are not invisible. Every moment matters. Every breath carries a choice. You are either signaling strength or weakness, focus or confusion, clarity or chaos. On July 6th, you have the power to reset that signal, to decide, I will no longer act from fear. I will act from truth. And when you begin to do that consistently, the world around you changes. Because the world doesn't follow your dreams. It follows your discipline. Stop asking when life will give you a sign. It already has. Today is the sign. July 6th is the day. What else are you waiting for? You wake up with breath in your lungs, strength in your body, thought in your mind, and yet you hesitate. That hesitation is a signal too. It tells the universe, I am not ready. So don't be surprised when nothing comes. If you don't commit, don't expect reward. If you don't move, don't expect momentum. People think they are stuck, but they are not stuck. They are scattered. Scattered energy, scattered intention, scattered direction. You cannot walk 10 different roads at once. You must choose. And when you choose, you must walk. Not crawl, not complain. Walk. July 6 is asking you, what do you really want to say with your life? Because your actions are speaking even when your mouth is silent. You can either send out confusion or send out clarity. If you train today, if you focus today, if you speak truth today, you are sending a clear signal. I am serious about this life. I am no longer wasting it. That is a message the universe understands. And more importantly, it is a message that your own spirit begins to believe. The reason people feel weak is because their own energy doesn't trust them. Their own body knows. You say one thing and do another. That gap is the cause of inner conflict. But when you align your actions with your truth, something powerful happens. You begin to trust yourself again. Your own energy comes back to you. Your strength rises. Your clarity sharpens. And suddenly you don't need to search for purpose. It begins to flow through you. So on July 6th, don't just go through the motions. Be intentional. Every step you take it with meaning. Every word you say it with truth. Every task you complete it with care. You are creating echoes whether you like it or not. The only question is, are those echoes lifting you or breaking you? This is why discipline matters. not to impress others, but to show yourself, I am the one in control. And once that message is consistent, your world will shift. People will feel your focus. Opportunities will open. Not by accident, but because your energy is clean. Universe is not against you, but it is neutral. It follows your lead. If you move with clarity, on July 6th, clarity will return to you. You can't lie to yourself forever. You can pretend for a while, but your actions always reveal the truth. So be honest now. What have you been saying to the universe lately? What has your energy been showing? Have you been aligned or just floating? July 6 is a mirror. It shows you the gap between your words and your reality. Close that gap through action, through simplicity, through discipline. Don't wait to feel inspired. Just act. The signal doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be real. You don't need to do everything today. Just do something with full presence. That's all. Let that one act carry the vibration of clarity. Let it say, I'm back. I'm here. I'm moving. The world is listening. The future is listening. Your own self is listening. And July 6th is your opportunity to speak clearly, not with noise, not with drama, but with truth. No one can do this for you. You are the source. You are the signal. Make sure it's the right one. What you do on July 6th will not disappear. It will not fade into nothing. It will stay. It will echo. And that echo becomes your legacy. Most people think legacy is something big, some final achievement, some public success, title written on a stone. But that's not legacy. Legacy is built quietly. It's built daily. And it starts with how you live this one day. July 6, people chase greatness while ignoring the day they are living. They imagine some future version of themselves that is disciplined, respected, wise. But the truth is that version of you is built on the choices you make today, on the decision to sit in silence when your mind is loud, on the decision to move your body when laziness wants to win, on the decision to speak with honesty even when it's uncomfortable. These are the real bricks. And if you lay them properly on July 6, you will look back and say, that's where it began. You don't need a grand plan. You need a quiet commitment. A strong inner direction, because your legacy is not in what people see. It's in what remains after you leave. And what remains is created through repetition, showing up, through refusing to break your word to yourself. That's how people remember you. Not by your promises, but by your energy, your presence, your discipline. On July 6, you are either building or destroying. There is no in between. Every action adds to the structure. It breaks it down. Every lazy moment weakens the foundation. Every clear decision makes it stronger. And the structure you are building is not for others. It is for yourself. It is for the part of you that wants peace, that wants strength, that wants meaning. Stop thinking that legacy is for later. It's not. It's for now. You are already writing it with your thoughts, with your words, with your habits. If you ignore this day, your legacy becomes empty, a forgotten path, a wasted breath. But if you honor this day, if you treat it like it matters, that the energy will never be lost, it will stay with you and it will stay with others. On July 6, if you train your body, you leave behind the echo of effort. If you quiet your mind, you leave behind the echo of presence. If you walk with purpose, you leave behind the echo of clarity. None of these things require applause. They just require consistency. And most of all, they require respect. Respect for time, for discipline, for the life you've been given. You want to change the world. Begin with how you live today. You want to influence others. Begin by mastering yourself. You want to leave something behind. Build something that cannot be taken away. Build integrity, build self-control, build inner peace. These things are not taught through speeches. They are taught through how you carry yourself on the ordinary days like July 6. Legacy is built in the moments when no one is watching, in the choice to stay true to your path when distraction calls, in the decision to keep going when your mind tries to convince you to stop. The strongest people are not loud. They are consistent. Their strength comes from alignment, from choosing the same values day after day, from acting in harmony with their purpose. Don't underestimate today. Don't treat July 6th like it's just another square on the calendar. That's the mistake most people make. Wait for big moments to change. But big moments are created by small ones. You don't see the tree growing, but it is quietly every day. And one day it stands tall. That's how your legacy grows, quietly, through daily presence, through small, clear acts of self-respect. This world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people living with purpose, more people walking with awareness, more people using their day like it matters. On July 6th, be that person, the one who doesn't wait anymore, the one who doesn't need permission, the one who understands that legacy is not about being remembered by others. It's about being proud of how you lived when no one was looking. One day, your name will be spoken for the last time. One day, your body will rest. But the energy you leave, the impact, the discipline, the wisdom, that will stay. That is your real legacy. And it begins now. On this day, with this breath, with this action. Don't ask what July 6th can give you. Ask what you can build with it. Don't waste it chasing things that don't matter. Don't waste it pretending you have more time. Make it count. Make it sharp. Make it clear. Let this be the day you started writing the version of yourself that will echo far beyond your lifetime. Your life is speaking. Make sure it's saying something worth hearing.